So this is a video that I've actually been very excited to make since Friday. That was over 5 days ago. We're now sitting here at 10 a.m. on Wednesday. I had a 103 fever. I know this video is late. I wanted to make it on Monday. Today we are talking about armor right after this. Good morning. And like I said, today we are talking about body armor and different types of armor throughout history. It's going to be a different video than I am used to filming. It's going to be a lot more opinionated because of something I seen on Friday. Unfortunately, I got sick, so I was not able to make this video since then. But it's going to be an interesting one. If you look throughout history, there's always been some form of armor. The Japanese had these incredible shoulder pads that came up to block the face from arrows. I don't know if that worked. I don't know if there's a recorded time where that did work. The first time I seen it was actually the Ghost of Tsushima, where I thought it was a work of fiction, and then I looked into it and I thought that was pretty cool. Throughout the Roman and Greek is where you had like iron and hide armors. The hide mostly sitting on top of the shoulders, where you have to have that moving contour and ability to freely move your shoulder still while you go into attack. I'm not super familiar with what weapons they had. I know you had great swords, spears, and swords. I don't remember exactly what else. But they were notorious for using iron armor. And since then, armor has just gotten better and better and better. To the point now where we have bulletproof armor, which can very easily stop something like a 22. Very tiny little bullet. The projectile is only this little black part at the end. AOB, very easy to stop that. There are several, probably even countless YouTubers that have shown that you can take a textbook and stop a 22 long rifle. It doesn't take much to stop a 22 long rifle. I would not want to get shot with one because it would still hurt. A lot of people are like, oh, why would you shoot a bad guy with a 22 long rifle? All you're gonna do is piss him off. I'm sorry. If this went and hit me at 3,000 feet per second, it's still gonna hurt. It's still gonna put me down. I don't understand a lot of people's mindsets. Now, of course, there are bigger and better options. My everyday carry is the 9mm. The 9mm to me is reliable. It's not breaking your wrists when you shoot it, unlike some guns I know, like the 50 AE. And it's a very easy round to have pretty much everywhere. Then you get into some rifle calibers, because I don't have a 40 or 45 or 500 Magnum or 357, but that's when you get into wrist breaking stuff, which is not what I would really want to just casually shoot or use inside my apartment complex. But then you get into the fun stuff. This is the 223. This is what an AR-15 will shoot. The difference between I'm going to compare it to specifically the 22 for a reason. The 22 long rifle, again, not a super powerful projectile, but there's a reason why I believe the American military does not use the 223 is because of the diameter. If you compare these two, the 223 and the 22 long rifle are the same caliber. It's just one's taller. It's where a lot of people, I don't understand why people are like, oh, the AR-15 is such a powerful round. It's just a glorified 22. That's all it is. It's big, it's scary looking. I don't get it. There's no recoil with the 223. I fired hundreds upon hundreds, if not thousands, of these rounds with some of my friends and former friends. But now is when you start to get into some bigger stuff. Of course, the same body armor that can stop The 9mm and 22, for the most part, can also stop the 223. But what breaks body armor is not size or weight, it's speed. Speed equals penetration. Because it has more gunpowder, it is going faster. But then you get into something like a 308. This is a beefy round. This one has a lot of kick. Last time I fired this was it 2 years ago now? Because I have a Thompson 308 bolt action rifle, and I absolutely love it. But it will hurt your shoulder, especially if you're not used to it. Now, the last one. This is where I'm going to get more into ranting after this. This is a 50 BMG. This uses bad guy to baloney technology, specifically in this projectile. This projectile is flying, I believe it's somewhere around 2,500 feet per second. I would have to double check that. The editor couldn't correct me below. There are videos of people shooting these at mountains, and within like 3 seconds, it's coming back at them because of the ricochet. These have so much power behind them. I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, somebody can correct me in the comments. The back blast of this is about 100,000 psi, which is wild. Again, it's not something I like to shoot regularly because it hurts. I'm not a big guy. It hurts. But now here's where I start ranting. We have made armor to stop these four. These four are stoppable. This one, you want to know how you stop it? You get in a tank. These are anti-personnel calibers. This is anti-material. I watched a video on Friday where somebody said they created 50 BMG proof armor. It did stop the bullet. But then on the mannequin that they had, it shattered the mannequin. I believe there was another one I watched where it was a ballistic labs dummy. The ballistics lab dummy had broken ribs. And, well, again, it's not the same as a person. It's very likely that when you get hit by this projectile, it's heavy. This thing weighs probably like a good pound and a half. And for comparison to how tall it is, here's how big it is compared to a Sharpie pen. Yeah, you can compare this to the height of a monster. I've done it. If I got hit by this, just let me die. Turn me to mist. Turn me into baloney. Don't let it stop and then the kinetic force continue to hit and just break ribs and make it a slow, painful death. That is not what I would want. I don't know why we're trying to do that. These were meant for helicopters and tanks. Was that like multiple inches of heavy metals? Not something that should be stopped. Don't ever trust anyone who says we have 50 BMG proof armor, because yeah, they're going to stop you from having a fast death and make you have a slow death, because you're going to be suffering the entire way through that one. Now, there are many YouTube channels that you can go and watch to see what it takes to stop a 9mm or a 308 or a 223. Kentucky Ballistics is especially fond of 50 BMG. I would not advise trying to stop that and sit there. I'm gonna get a little vulgar in this one, because who in the fuck thought that was a good idea? Seriously. Why would somebody sit there and be like, you know what? I want to stop that thing. I don't know. I could not tell you who would want to stop, you know, of course, about that much flying directly at you. This is massive. I would rather just get turned into paste than have to feel the slow death that that would cause. But that's just me. I don't know about everybody else. Who the fuck thought that was a good idea to be like, yeah, I'm gonna stop this one today. Everything else is boring. What's next? Are we gonna try to create a body plate that can stop a 20 millimeter? Or a 30 millimeter? For instance, or for reference, that's about the size of a wine bottle. Yeah. I do not understand people's logic. Just because you can stop something doesn't mean you should stop something. It's not worth it. Now, if you would like to go watch some of those other YouTube channels, like I suggested before, to go watch Demolition Ranch. Brandon Herrera is good for not necessarily taking apart guns, but explaining how they work. Brilliant, man. Kentucky Ballistics. I believe his name is Yee Life. Very good channel. It's a lot of fun to watch. I'm not one of those gun YouTubers. I have guns. I don't make the money or have the excess to just casually go out and shoot Gatorade bottles and stuff all willy-nilly. It's not something that I can just casually do as much as I would love to. Sorry, I got distracted. I have ADHD too. I did not go over some stuff like the shotgun shell because there's a lot of different variables such as birdshot, buckshot, slugs. I believe the slugs can be stopped at the same level that a 308 can be stopped at. I'm surprised I haven't picked up the long round yet. Birdshot is stopped pretty easily. I say easily, I definitely mean more than a couple shots of paper. But then you also have like the 410 gauge, the 20 gauge, 12 gauge, 4 gauge, and all that. Which, that's the only one where the lower you go, the more power it has. But I'm rambling. Armor stopped working when we were able to stop stuff like a 308 or 7.62. Armor is irrelevant compared to a 50 BMG or 7.62 by 54R. Or 20 millimeter or 30 millimeter. Hell, I would say even a 50 AE, I wouldn't even want to get hit by that. And for those that don't know, that is... it's the Desert Eagle round. I don't have a 50 AE with me. I don't even have a 50 AE gun because those are expensive. But it's beefy. It is a beefy round. I wouldn't even want to get hit by a 357. Sorry, not 307. 357. Or a 500 Magnum. I feel like all of it would just definitely ruin your day, maybe your week. Hell, probably your month. Not worth it to me. Like, turn me into paste. At that point, God, yeah, thinking about that, like the hole that would leave, not even the hole, but like the damage that would cause on the inside. People are going after the wrong rounds. This one's not scary. The AR-15 is not scary. But I understand why in a lot of states 50 BMG is not legal. It's not something that would really be used for shooting, though. Like, this is just fun to go out to the range with. Pop off like 5 of these. I've got a couple videos of me shooting a few of them. But I don't want to get demonetized by YouTube, and I think this one might be pushing it because I'm showing the bullets and talking about them. So what am I trying to get to? Yeah, armor's cool. Definitely have body armor for certain scenarios, or like if you live in Chicago or Los Angeles or New York or Baltimore. Yeah. definitely say probably San Antonio as well. I've heard some parts of San Antonio are pretty bad. I know I would definitely have a bulletproof vest on like everywhere I went. In LA, if you go to the east side of LA, you definitely need some body armor. It's pretty bad. I lived there. I have memories from there. Not good memories. But what do you think? Is there any point to 50 BMG armor? Was there a point to creating something that could stop this? Or was it just a waste of time? I sit and say it's a waste of time, but I want to know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think. Check to see if you're subscribed. If you like this content, be sure to subscribe. I got some interesting videos coming out in the near future. Behind the scenes, I guess now it's obvious I don't record these videos ahead of time. You know, I got sick for 4, almost 5 days. And, you know, now here I am playing catch up on a video that I wanted to make 2 days ago. So that's all I got for you now on this one. Be sure to check to see if you're subscribed. If you're not, why don't you subscribe? If you don't like my content, you can unsubscribe later. But for right now, hey, let me know if you want to see some more videos. If there was anything in particular that you want me to talk about, feel free to let me know in the comments down below. I would greatly appreciate it. Have a wonderful day.